I think it was one of my conversations with Orna Ross when we did the series on the
Oh,
7 processes of publishing, and we talked about the fact that a book's cover image is a visual equivalent of a keyword, that it
yeah,
is sending an instant message to the browser about the kind of book that it is. And I think sometimes people shy away from, sure, I'm writing a mystery, but I don't want to be like everybody else. Well, you can take the risk of not being like everyone else in terms of the general approach you take, but then the risk is that people look at your book and they don't realize it's the kind of book that they would
yeah,
be interested in reading because you're not
yeah.
sending them those visual cues.
Yeah, yeah. So that's exactly analogous, I think, to the way that I put it, where I say that covers make a promise to the reader. And so when you look at a cover, what promises is it making to you about genre and about the author and possibly about the setting? So you said the European capitals. Even if you don't know which European capital it is, you get an idea of where the book is going to take place or what the element are, or something like that. So for me, covers make a promise to the reader, and then that promise is developed in the blurb, where you go into a bit more detail about the things that you've highlighted or suggested in the cover. And then finally, you deliver on that promise in the story itself. So a large part of what I encourage people to think about, like in my research work, is getting authors to think about how things are set up in the cover, and then they're developed and expanded in the blurb, and then they're delivered in the story. And you can draw a through line between those. And you find once you start thinking about this, it's actually obvious. You look at top selling books and you go, okay, there's the hooded figure and he's in a graveyard or something like that. So I think, okay, death, some sort of death is going to be involved in this book. And then there's some sort of death mentioned in the blurb. And then, of course, death is an element in the book. So for any genre, that's the thing that I would always encourage people to start doing, is look at cover, then blurb, then content, and see how they fit together, because that's the track that you're drawing readers down when they pick up your first book.